Hello everyone, welcome to today's analysis of the NQ and a little bit of related markets. It is Wednesday the 12th of March, right? Yes. Okay, so let's take a look at what happened yesterday. So I was talking about here. We were here. I said they could probably. Sorry, when I recorded the video, we were like, nope, here. And I said I was a bit standoffish, and I wanted them to have an internal swipe, knowing that they've tapped this naked point of control and come into the 3-day order block, and that this is daily demand. But I wanted an internal swipe, and I said that they could just dance around here and hit some arbitrary liquidity area to pull it in for US, and that's exactly what they did. Yeah, this was a nightmare. For me personally, I think the next couple of weeks might be a bit like less clear for me during UK for kind of scalps and stuff, because the hour changed and my timing models kind of take a bit of a hit when US and UK's hours aren't malaligned. So, but I'll still do my best to talk about what could happen on the grand scheme of things, because that kind of remains a bit unchanged. But yeah, during UK for me, I might hold off or just decrease size, But this was Chopfest, but they did the thing. They came in to this zone. They didn't touch this Japan low, that's fine. We got some nice signs after it, and this was actually an SMT. So they had enough liquidity taken. Who am I to say that they should or shouldn't? I would then change this to, for now, nice little externally fueled bullish change of character, but we're not out of the water yet. Is that the expression? I guess so. Out of the woods. That's it. We're not out of the woods yet. We're still in an area that they can accumulate more. But what did they do? The crazy thing about this now is they had this huge, like, typical just US middle finger swipe of this whole range, which did tap into external liquidity pools. But these pools here, to me, seem like they're kind of getting weaker. I don't know, like it feels like this liquidity here is what's after happening is after it's getting weaker the more it gets tapped. And I would say that there are changes of character in here, and because of the context, what happens after this is important. And look, even the market knows, because look where we are. We're at the 50% of this swipe, 50% of this whole range. And it's just dancing around for Asia. But still, we can deal with this. So, what does it mean? Let's open today's analysis. So, I know, loads of stuff, but we will change the character here, taking this external liquidity. We've now tapped into macro liquidity and relative external liquidity, and this change of character for now, for me, is confirmed. We've taken this, but what was I'll just say internal top for now. This is a small little block here, and yeah, it had a little bit of a wash, but the structural significance of these swipes are, the more it gets pushed into, the weaker it gets. And could this be enough to keep us going down? Sure, but we're building some sort of floor, it seems. This is bullish break of structure, still contextually. We had this mini change of character. We took debatable liquidity here, just because of this structure is so open, and we came straight into relative liquidity. I'm still waiting for this guy to be proven to me. At this stage, I'm favoring it more. We had an SMT here, and Australia's low, which was a nice little low put in, has not been taken yet. Asia danced around. We just cleared Asia on a UK pre-market. And we have an SMT up here, which I think has done its job already. Right now, the pulls that we're playing are these guys, which means we have two areas of focus. One right where we are, right here, which there's a chance that this long idea could come up into relative liquidity here. But there's also a chance we bring it down to the base of this change of character, which there is definitely a reason to, but they might want to induce it a bit more. So we have a nice block down here, point of control, nice liquidity pocket around this change of character. There's a volume gap there as well. So I could see there's vector recovery down there too. Everything that looks, it's nice. So, and there's a naked point of control below us. Sorry, not naked point of control, past ADV up below us. I'm thinking perhaps they come up, distribute into here, which would then open up the internal trend. Then they could swipe this very easily. And then we would be, depending on what we saw here, we would then be seeing some nice accumulation happening down here. I could see this kind of thing happening. Depending on what we saw down here, there's chance for a trade, I think. What if they came below this low? They can. They could. But it's a bit iffy. Just because of if they did do that, if we got closes below here, I would have a raised eyebrow because of what this has done. Now the thing is, it looks similar to some price action we had a while ago, like this one here, but this was different. This was a very, very obvious break of structure down. It looks like this, but the demand we've come into here is different. Now, I'm not one for looking at what has happened in the past and going, oh, that happened here, so that means that it's probable it's going to happen here. It's like, no, I don't really do that. I look at the data that's being given contextually. It doesn't matter what it looks like as in the picture. It can maybe give you some small bit of awareness of what to look for, but it's not how I wouldn't recommend trading like that personally. So realistically, this break of structure that was here, because we've come into this liquidity pocket, which is fueled by an external fair value gap tap, and money flow is looking nice, and we've gotten all the things. I feel like price is going to want to take out Japan's high. When we do that, we'll be breaking an SMT on the S&P 500. Oh, you're way too zoomed out. This one. So we could spend some time up here. You know, would make sense for us to come up to here. What they do here, I don't know. This liquidity pocket's a bit wishy-washy. They can distribute in this zone very easily. There's also a chance that we, I guess, just keep going up from here. Honestly, I've been talking about recovery of this now for a while, and it's getting closer and closer. We can still come down to this zone, totally, but there is a chance that so much demand comes over, and they want to hit offers that they just push it up. Wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. That's it, really, I guess. Let's look for confluence in other markets, shall we? Okay, so yen came up again. This looks like a nicer little distribution. Definitely. Nice little distribution zone. Money flow coming out. Got the dibs. Yen can pull back, and that could give the stock market some room. Definitely could give it some room. Yen has a lot of liquidity internally. Could dance around. But for now, it makes sense for the stock market with this kind of headroom to at least have a small push up. I don't know how big. But, you know, this 19,530 zone is, or even 19,570. This internal area I like. Whether it breaks up in a way that's like macro significant, I don't know. We're sitting between two past daily VWAPs. Coming for the lower one, I don't think they would bounce right there. I think they would come into this large imbalance, vector imbalance down here. Yeah. And what else do we have for other markets? We have the bonds, which seems to have slightly based out. I mean, got signs of absorption here on the 4 hour. Again, has a lot of liquidity that it can come back into. But the bonds itself, these are the yields, right? They were moving in tandem with the stock market, which a lot of people would be confused about. And I'm not any expert either. I'm not an economist, but both are associated with risk. So if the risk environment overall was bad, you know, it does make sense that they would both move down at the same time. And the bonds seem to be basing out now a small bit. So yeah, that could give a little relief to the stock market as well if people start dipping their toes into risk again, even for the short term. And gold is kind of doing something. For the past week, it's just been moving internally, which is what it is. We have a little hidden money flow div here, no normal div. Seems like it could just kind of range in here until it decides what it wants to do. Yeah, that's what I see. Nothing notable between the normal markets for the NQ and the CME. Literally the only thing that's happened that's different is prices come deeper into this zone. There is a daily OB down here. They could do that. Could do a little whoop and then doop and then whoop a doop a doop, something like that. Could do it. Could happen. But for now we have supply and demand to work with. So let's work with that. Okay. Yeah, happy trading, and we'll see you tomorrow.